All right. I believe it's been quite a while since the last time I picked up Saya No Uta, because the original upload for Saya No Uta Part 5 was on June 10th of 2025, and here I am recording this right now, depending on whether I have the motive to render the video and edit the some of the NSFW stuff out. So yeah, this is where I last picked off, which was where I got the ending, where it's a quote unquote normal life, in which in reality, I believe Fuminori, I believe his name. Let me see here. Saya No Uta, yeah, Fuminori. Just to do a little quick Google search, and that happened. I also got that one YouTube comment when after I uploaded part 5, but it was already deleted. It wasn't me that deleted it. It's either YouTube or he already deleted it himself. But he said, you know that it's midpoint ending, right? You don't have to continue, but giving a rating is like grading fate after a bad ending. I mean, I'm going to be real with you. There's a difference between fate and Saya No Uta. I know Saya No Uta. One of the writers is Ura Butcher, so hey, I haven't played Fate before, so it'll be what it be. But yeah, let's continue where we last picked off. So yeah, this is the 5th save. I did lock the save, right? Yeah, gotta lock the save because just to make sure no one deletes that shit. There we go. So last time we picked was where we want it all back. So we just put don't need it anymore. So do it just that. All right. Probably my mic audio is going to be pretty bit distorted compared to before, but it is. That's fine. On that terrible day when I first opened my eyes after the accident, what would my answer have been? When I think back on this many years from now, will I wish that my answer today had been different? It doesn't matter. Here at this moment, there is no doubt in my mind. Yeah, here in reality, when it comes to Fuminori, he already ended up in the psych ward, you know, however you're going to call it, because it's not like he went back with a time machine or anything like that. I asked Saya, looking at the unidentifiable pieces of the monster. Well, we already know who it is. It's the neighbor that was supposed to be normal. Let's see. The name. I know I can look that up though, because I could just... Man, it's been so long. That's what happens when I forget things. Yeah, Suzumi. Suzumi is the next door neighbor. He was hardly a stranger. We've been neighbors for as long as I can remember. I'd go so far as to say we were on good terms before the accident. And now I've killed him with my own 2 hands. I mean, aside of the cannibalism that happened due to the... What happened? Omi. Omi got killed off. And now it's Suzumi. So yeah, that's 2. I feel little. Mr. Suzumi, the kindly painter who lived next door, is but a distant memory. Yeah, if only Suzumi and his family moved out of the fucking neighborhood, none of that would have happened. But I guess Saya could be a part of blame, if anything. The pieces of meat around me belonged to a creature whose mere existence was nauseating. Only by killing the vermin could I find relief. He complained about my yard being filthy. Being filthy, the swine. Doesn't matter what Saya did. He wasn't worth keeping alive anyway. Well, okay. Yet fucking Saya just probed him into a fucking psychotic human being. Well, okay. Whatever you say. These are my honest feelings. My hands are wet with another man's blood, and yet I am utterly calm. Now I know what I lost in the accident. Saya says that I can take it back, but I know that I cannot. It is gone forever, like the life of a man called Suzumi.
なあ、さや。僕の異常を治すことは医者には絶対できないことだったんだ。
Fuminori?
人間にできないことを簡単にできるっていう君は人間じゃないんだね。
Saya looks away, her expression unreadable. Everything is monstrous and loathsome in my eyes. Everything but Saya. I thought that she was somehow unique. I was wrong. I see her just as I do everything else, as something other than what she really is. But why should that surprise me? Saya is part of my world, just as I am part of hers. It doesn't change what we are to each other. I stand and walk over to Suzumi's dismembered corpse.
昔読んだ漫画でさ、事故から生き返ったせいで世界が当たり前に見えなくなる男の話があった。今の僕みたいにね。
A manga once about a man who recovered from an accident only to find that he could no longer see the world as it was. Gee, I'm curious if Saya no Uta was taking inspiration from a manga. I'm not really sure. I mean, it could be out there. I finally realized that even though the stench of these monsters' flesh turns my stomach, their blood and guts smell pretty good. In fact, I know this fragrance quite well.
その男の目には人間が石くれに、機械のロボットが美女に見えるんだ。だから男は人とは似ても似つかないロボットに恋をしてしまうんだ。
What the hell kind of manga have you been reading? What is this? Is this like some sort of like cyberpunk manga that I don't recall or don't know? Why did I... That's a bit of a misspoke there. I don't know that whatever manga he's been reading. I retrieve the cleaver, pick up a piece of Suzumi's body, and start removing the skin and tendons. Ah, just as I thought. The stuff underneath is exactly the same as what Saya and I have been eating.
なあ、これうまそうだし食べちゃおうか。
Oh, great. Now you're gonna resort to cannibalism again and eat Suzumi.
Fuminori?
あ、ごめん。今はそんな気分になれないよね。でも死んじゃえば肉は肉だし、捨てるのももったいないと思わないか。また冷蔵庫にしまっておこうよ。
あなたはいいの？
いいよ。
Sure, I answer easily. There is no longer any room for doubt in my mind.
あと、隣の家に奥さんと娘さんがいるはずなんだ。旦那がいなくなったら騒ぐかもしれないし、通報される前に飼っとこうと思うんだな。
What the fuck? They're already dead to begin with. Suzumi killed them in the... They're not gonna cause trouble anymore.
そんな風であなたはいいの？
Saya asks again, this time with a trace of fear in her voice. I guess I still haven't convinced her of my sincerity.
さっきの漫画の話だとね、人でないものを愛した男は最後に自分が人間であることをやめて恋を成就させるんだ。ハッピーエンドだよ。だろ？
Happy ending. Sounds like what a Grand Blue Fantasy character would say.
Fuminori.
さやと一緒にいられるのなら僕はもう何もいらない。何もかもこのままでいい。
Typical. Oh. Tossing the knife and meat aside, I pull Saya into my arms once more.
もう言ってもいいよね、さや。 愛してる。
As Saya wipes away the tears flowing from her eyes, I can no longer see any hint of fear in her face.
あなたのこと後悔させたくないのに。なのに。
I have sworn my oath, and Saya has accepted it. We have nothing to fear now. Saya will never need to cry again.
でも嬉しい。私って身勝手だよね。
This is what happens when Fuminori his mind's already messed up. He's given up on morals.
身勝手でいいよ。さやのわがままなら聞くよ、僕は。
Filled with contentment, we exchange a smile and set to the task of cleaning the room. A single person A single person produces a lot more meat than I expected. Speaking of which, I seem to remember doing something similar before.
あとの2人だけど、多分おじさんが殺してる。悲鳴とか聞こえたし。
No shit!
そうか。そりゃ好都合だ。
Oh my god. After we finish here, we should go gather the meat from the Suzumi house. That should be enough to hold us for a while, and we can use their refrigerator to store what won't fit in ours. Wow. That's messed up. I mean, I can understand Suzumi because he fucking went ballistic and straight up murdered his family in cold blood. But you're gonna gather up the victims too? I mean, it's gonna sit there otherwise. Cause some questions, so. It's all coming together. Saya and I will be just fine. After we finish our labors and get into bed, I show Saya what I found in Ogai's house.
この一枚見覚えがあるよ。うん、確かにさやの知ってる場所。
The photograph that Saya has selected is the one with the Tochigi prefecture address on the back.
これは家だよね。それと木と山。
Trees and mountains.
そう。ふみのりすごいね。写真も見られるようになった？
まあね。
Somewhat. At the outset of my ordeal, I had to depend entirely on my sense of distance to decipher what I saw. The house is in front of me, the mountains far behind them, the clouds high above. Only distance and scale told me what they were. Photographs and other flat images used to be nearly impossible to make out. Recently, however, I've gotten better at understanding what things are by their shape. I know what the mountains and sky look like, for instance, and how to tell them apart from buildings. Each of the three pictures shows a similar scene. A lone house in the middle of a thick forest.
パパはね、別荘だって言ってた。ここにいれば誰にも見つからないって。
Judging by the address on the back of each photo, they probably are excellent places to hide from prying eyes. But why 3? The dates are pretty old, and it seems odd that they were all taken within a few days of each other. Maybe he was scouting properties, looking for the perfect location for his hideaway. Saya recognizes only one of the houses, so that must be the one Ogai picked. Checking the location on a road map of the Kanto area, I find that it's about 3 hours out of Tokyo by car.
お父さんがここにいる可能性は？
電話してみたけど出なかったよ。多分いないと思う。
でも最近に立ち寄ったことはあるかもしれないよね。
The way I see it, our only hope of finding Ogai is to follow whatever lead we have, no matter how small. The probability that his hideout will yield useful information may be low, but it's not zero.
明日にでも行ってみようかな。
Oh, god damn it. I knew it's gonna get worse from here after part 5. Do you have to? Saya pouts. I wasn't expecting her to object.
でもここ遠いんでしょ？
行って調べて帰ってきても、まあ、半日もあれば十分さ。
その間、さやはお留守番なの？
I mean, you don't have to stay home all the time. So that's what it is. Slightly exasperated, I smile and rub Saya's head.
少しは我慢してくれよ。な？そやだってお父さんのこと見つけたいんだろ？
うん。
No words. After a brief silence, during which her expression is hard to decipher, Saya looks up at me and says,
ねえ、ふみのり。パパのことはもういいよ。
Why?
え？
Yeah, exactly, huh? That's the last thing I expected her to say.
いいって、でも、君のお父さんだろ？心配じゃないのか？
いいの。
Not,
私
any,
にはもうふみのりがいるし。
not anymore, Saya says, coming closer to feel my warmth, because I have you now. What? Oh, God.
パパって言っても本当の意味でのお父さんっていうわけじゃないの。
But I thought, well, really? And here I thought, according to story, I thought he's like the lead up to the one who created you in the first place.
さやのことを教育してくれたし、ある意味では愛してくれてたのかもしれないけど、でもふみのりの方が優しくてあったかい。
Because Fuminori reminds me of some psychopath, but meanwhile, Fuminori reminds you of your father, is that why? Saya's words made me happy. Make me happy, that is. But I also hear the loneliness in them.
本当に僕だけでもいいのか？
うん。ふみのりは嫌？さやと二人っきりじゃ。
Hmm.
いや、でも、そうだな。やっぱり、大貝教授には会ってみたい。
Having finally figured out how to explain my feelings, I continue.
さやのことをもっとよく知りたいから、僕以外にさやのことを知ってる人がいるなら、ぜひ会ってみたい。
そうなんだ。
Saya doesn't seem upset, but she does tilt her she does tilt her head quizzically, as though my thoughts are strange to her.
それに、やっぱり明日、この場所に行ってみよう。
I don't know why I mess up on reading through this. Probably because I'm like sleep deprived or some shit. Another plan has started to form in my head, one separate from the search for Dr. Ogai. If I find a doctor there, great. If I don't, well, I think I can find another use for his mountain retreat.
さや、寂しいかもしれないけど、ちょっと我慢して待っててくれ。
Okay, she nods, then looks questioningly into my eyes.
やっぱりふみのりにはさ、家族とか友達とかもっともっと大勢いた方がいいのかな。
そりゃ、その方が楽しいだろうね。
Fearing that Saya will start sulking, I hurriedly add,
でも勘違いしないでくれよ。たとえそういう人たちに囲まれて暮らしてたとしても、 さやだけは僕にとって特別な一人なんだからね。
うん。ありがとう。
Giggling, Saya rubs her cheek against mine.
さやもふみのりが喜びそうなこと、ふみのりのためだけに頑張るからね。
Well, I gotta get something to drink, so I'll be right back. Alrighty. Got my coffee. Let's pick up where we last left off. Today, all of Koji's classes were in the morning. On his way to meet Yo for lunch after his final lecture, Koji suddenly gets a call in the middle of the hallway. Without thinking, he reaches to his belt for his new camera phone, but curses when he realizes that the ringtone is coming from the old phone in his bag. He hasn't transferred his contacts list yet, and calls still come to his old phone from people who don't know the new number. Oh, wow. Can you imagine forgetting to transfer the contacts list from the old phone to the new phone? Actually, I don't know what year it sets in the game, but isn't there like an option where you can keep the phone number regardless of phone that you're purchasing? Whatever. I mean, that's not something I make a question over. When he finally When he finally fishes the phone from his bag, the name he sees on the display sends a chill up his spine. Fuminori. Why now? What does he want? It's hard to be happy about a car. Wow, I'm so out of it right now. It's hard to be happy about a call from Fuminori after the incident at the Ogai house.
はい。いや、コージ。今日はもう講義はないよな。ああ。
Of course, Fuminori would know that Koji is free on Thursday afternoons.
相談がある。駐車場に来てくれないか。
What do they want to talk about this time?
今すぐにか。あ、待ってる。
I'll be waiting. Fuminori hangs up without another word. What's gotten into him? What does he want? Koji wonders as he sticks the phone into his jacket pocket. This sudden change is disturbing after a week of Fuminori avoiding with Koji and Yo. Maybe he's finally ready to talk, in which case Koji should probably consider this a good thing. However, he can't shake the feeling that something is wrong.
待たせたか。いいや。
In the parking lot, Koji finds Fuminori leaning against the fender of Koji's car. The last time they met was in the darkness of an abandoned house. This is the first time in over a week that they've spoken face to face in the light. Perhaps that is why Koji senses something strange in Fuminori's expression. He's not sure what exactly, but something has changed.
前にも話したと思うが。
Oh God.
オーガイっていう人についていろいろと調べなきゃならない。
Yeah, he usually has that frown on his face, but not this time. They're like a high text. Wow. That's a little bit of, I don't know, this seems like a little bit of a creepy image right there, isn't it? I mean, look at this. All right.
そうらしいな。
Yeah, I got that.
それがな。ここに来ていろいろと難しくなってきたんだ。 やっぱり僕一人じゃ無理かもなって。
What the hell? This is like, well, I think it's reasonable to work as a team, right? Surely. Oh my god. Fuminori seems more relaxed than before. He used to be tense all the time, like he was terrified of something. But now, his expression is
お前に
calm.
も手伝ってほしいんだ、コウジ。
But now his expression is calm. He's even wearing what resembles a sheepish grin. That's, Nevertheless, some instinct is telling Koji that Fuminori's changes are not for the better.
一体どういう風の吹き回しだ？
Koji asks, keeping his expression neutral to conceal his suspicion.
だってお前も関心あるんだろ、コウジ。
Fuminori responds coolly. His smile, unreadable as ever, offers no glimpse of his true motives.
お前も僕の後からオーガイ教授の家をいろいろと探し回ってたじゃないか。僕とお前とでバラバラに探すなんて二度手間だよ。どうせなら協力してもっと効率的にやろう。
I guess he's using Koji to make the plan more easier. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure Fuminori will like be a snake later down the line and probably like backstab him. He wouldn't even be afraid to eliminate him off the planet. Why? Why does he sense malice, thick and viscous, lurking behind Fuminori's smile?
ともかく今日は足が必要なんだ。車を出してくれないか。
まあ構わんが。
He's like, yeah, I'm going to be needing your ride. Fuminori's car was destroyed in the accident, so Koji isn't surprised that he needs a lift. Well, no shit. He doesn't have a fucking car anymore, obviously. Koji unlocks his car and gestures for Fuminori to take the passenger seat, then gets behind the wheel and starts the engine.
で、どこに行くんだ？
Oh, you know, somewhere more exciting.
栃木の北の方、那須高原の近所だな。
Oh shit, the mention of the word Nasu.
栃木？
Koji can't believe his ears. What the hell?
住所はこれだ。この建物を探してほしい。
Here's the address, Fuminori says, handing Koji a photo with an address on the back. We need to find this building. He seriously expects to be driven over 100 kilometers? He seriously expects to be driven over 100 kilometers and back? Koji doesn't know whether to be angry or impressed.
今から出発すれば夕方頃には着くだろ
う。まあ、そうかもしれんが。
Koji sighs heavily, tapping the steering wheel as he calms himself down. Now that he's come this far, the only thing he can do is to see his friend's craziness through to the end.
別荘か何かか、これは。
多分そこに大貝教授もいるらしい。
Koji isn't looking forward to meeting the owner of that creeper. Koji isn't looking forward to meeting the owner of that creepy house, but he's even more uneasy about letting Fuminori go alone. It looks like he It looks like he just has to grin and bear it. God, what is wrong with this fucking... This is what I hate about this Bluetooth case, is because anytime I try to charge it, it just causes to switch back, and it's just being annoying. I kind of want to break the fucking case, honestly. Just refuses to cooperate on its own.
東京に戻るのは夜中かもな。
Like you can actually hear the fiddling in the background. That's the one annoying thing about Bluetooth. It's like, yeah, it's convenient where I don't have to deal with that stupid wiring bullshit, but it's like, dude, I'm getting a headache from this shit already.
悪いな。世話をかけて。
いいさ。
We might not get back until 9. Well, sorry for the trouble. Koji drives out of the parking lot, leaving the rest of what he thought to say unspoken. Unspoken. Yeah, what's gonna happen to Yo? Fuminori's smile seems wrong somehow, excuse me, like a mask hiding his true face. Yo finds herself sitting alone in the cafeteria, searching for a familiar face as her lunch cools on the table in front of her. She was hoping to see Koji today, but he must have had other plans. That wouldn't be at all unusual. Normally, Omi and Fuminori would pick up the slack. But Omi and Fuminori aren't here anymore. Yo puts down her chopsticks, her appetite ruined by the lack of company and by the anxiety eating at her. Omi is missing. Fuminori has turned on her, and she has no idea why. If Koji were here, she could count on him to distract her with some idle conversation. Now that she is all by herself, Yo becomes keenly aware of how little tolerance she has for loneliness. She begins to feel paranoid, like the whole world is plotting to take from her everything that she cherishes. Paranoid. What about nihilistic? I guess nihilism could be like, no, actually, it's paranoid, and then that's a step below. Not step below, but having this sense of paranoia right here, it seems like it's below nihilism. Below the level that is. And then after paranoia, then now you're just being nihilistic about shit. Is there everything about the whole world is just pain and suffering? Okay. What is going on here? Where has Omi gone? Yeah, that is a good question. Where is Omi? What happened to her? Gee, is Fuminori really unrelated to her disappearance? Or is he the key to this mystery, as Koji and Dr. Tanbo suspect? Yo recalls the events of last Thursday. Alone and without an outlet for her pain, after Fuminori verbally eviscerated her, Yo was lucky enough to run into Koji, although he could hardly make her problem go away. His kindness was a comfort. At the same time, Omi was on her way to Fuminori's house, and she hasn't been heard from since. Yo has only been aware of Fuminori's connection to Omi's disappearance since yesterday, when Koji revealed the truth during their visit to the hospital. What if? A new possibility occurs to her, a reason for why Omi suddenly decided to visit Fuminori. What if it hadn't been a coincidence that Yo ran into Koji that day? What if Koji and Omi had known what transpired between her and Fuminori and had decided to act separately? Omi might have been the confrontation in the courtyard. She might have been eavesdropping. It's not unthinkable. Oh. As the idea forms in her mind, Yo feels as though something is tearing apart her body from the inside. It's only a possibility, but if it's true, then whatever happened to Omi is Yo's responsibility too, isn't it? Oops. Fucking Bluetooth. Yo clutches her head, groaning in agony. The food on her tray is now cold. Not that she would have eaten it anyway. What do you mean? Just take it as leftover and heat it up at home, forehead. Despite her frustration and anxiety, Yo is unable to act on her own. She has never been good at adapting to challenges, and no one would ever call her proactive. She hasn't the slightest idea how to respond to this situation. If Omi were here, she would probably tell Yo to think positive and trust her instincts. Yo has always depended on her best friend's energy. Now that Omi is gone, Yo realizes just how weak and useless she is. She can only sink deeper and deeper into the abyss of self-loathing. The sudden ringing of her phone pulls her back from the brink of despair. It's a text message. There's no title, and the sender is... Yo cries out in shock. The message itself is even more baffling. If you want to know about Sakisaka Fuminori, come to his house alone. Tell no one. Oh no. The message bears no trace of Omi's personality, but Yo can't deny that it was sent from her phone. She takes a deep breath to calm herself before typing her reply, taking care that excitement doesn't cause her fingers. She takes a deep breath to calm herself before typing her reply, taking care that excitement doesn't cause her fingers to slip. Is that you, Omi? Where are you? Yo presses send. The screen shows that her message was received. As she races... Oh man, you're gonna get baited into a trap and you're gonna get murdered off. I know it. As she waits for a reply, her mind fills with questions. Is someone else using Omi's phone to send text messages? If so, why to her? Something suddenly occurs to her. She and Omi have exchanged countless messages over the years, many of which contain these sort of embarrassing confessions that close girlfriends share. At times when her feelings for Fuminori grew too strong to contain, Yo often put them into words for Omi to read. Did Omi put a password on her phone? Even if she had, the person who sent the message was obviously able to unlock it, which means that whoever it is has full access to her history. Do you want to know about Sakisaka Fuminori? Yo reads the strange message one more time. Whoever sent it must believe that Yo has an interest in Fuminori. The phone rings again, startling Yo, but she quickly recovers and looks at the screen. There's no title, and the sender is still Takahata Omi. I'll tell you everything when we meet. Come alone. Tell no one. It's not Omi. She would never try to scare Yo with such a mean-spirited prank. Anxiety has brought Yo almost to tears. Her mind isn't made to deal with this. Who's using Omi's phone and promising to reveal Fuminori's secrets? Who? Yo desperately wants advice from Koji, from anyone. She even starts to dial Koji's cell, but a sudden suspicion stops her. The sender might be somewhere nearby. watching her at this very moment. A cold chill runs down her spine as she looks furtively around the cafeteria. Come alone. Tell no one. The lifeless characters on the screen are like a knife against her throat. However, Yo clutches her phone and forces her heart to stop pounding. Isn't this cowardice exactly what she hates most about herself? Doesn't she want to know what she's capable of? Doesn't she want to do more than sit and wait? Yo realizes that her hand is shaking. How easy it would be to just give in to her cowardice, to convince herself that Omi and Fuminori are beyond her reach. That is what she truly wants. Even if it means abandoning dignity and loyalty, she wants to flee from the unknown. But she also knows that even escape is beyond her. Yo understands herself well. She knows that no matter how far she runs, regret and self-loathing will consume her after everything else has fallen apart. In the end, Yo is unable to overcome her cowardice alone. She lacks both the willpower and the courage to run. The afternoon silence is somehow forbidding. A stink is in the air, the stink of garbage left out to rot. Even this perfectly normal residential neighborhood seems ominous to Yo in her current state. She feels like she's standing in the middle of a necropolis, as if everyone in the houses around her is dead. You know, I wonder about this, about who is sending Yo the text message, because whoever was able to get a hold of Omi's cell phone, it's either... Actually, no. Like, Omi already got killed off inside a house. And the only thing, like, it's valuable, whereas is the cell phone. Does this mean that Saya is using her cell phone just to lure Yo in and take her out as another victim? That's what I think. Or maybe it could be the Dr. Tanbo. Although, I don't think Dr. Tanbo knows where Fuminori lives, so I doubt it. Not really sure, because the thing is that both Fuminori and Koji are on a drive to the place. They're in the middle of something, that's for sure. So it could be either two. I mean, we'll see. Yo pushes her fear aside and presses the buzzer on the Sakisaka house's front gate. Fuminori wasn't in class today. Is he home? He couldn't have sent those awful messages, could he? She doesn't even want to consider the possibility, so she forces the unwelcome thought from her mind. There's no response from the intercom. Yo doesn't know, of course, that Omi stood in the same spot 1 week ago, staring at the silent intercom with the same confusion that Yo is experiencing now. She, however, is not forced to wait as Omi was. The phone in her pocket rings, catching her off guard. It's another text message from Omi's phone. Come in, the door is open. Yo looks around quickly, a shiver running through her as she realizes that she's being watched. The hell? Oh. I guess whoever... I mean, it has to be Saya staying at that house, at home. So, obviously, Saya's going to be like, yeah, let's just use the phone instead of the intercom just to not give it away. Searching fearfully for her observer, Yo spots movement out of the corner of her eye. On the second floor of the Sakisaka house, a tightly drawn window curtain just fluttered. The person who sent the messages is inside the house, obviously. Only now does Yo realize that every other window has its storm shutters closed. No matter what happens inside, no one will ever know. This time, she nearly gives in to the intense urge to flee, but the terror she feels toward her invisible watcher is stronger. and will not permit her to turn her back upon the open window. She has nowhere to run. Yo bursts into tears, unable to take a single step. The phone in her hand rings again, demanding that she enter. She steps through the gate. Well, might as well build up the courage. Oh, God. Already, this is cursed. Did I close it? Oh, I see. When I pause it, it just gets rid of the that creepy sound, but the sound is already cursed as is. When she enters the house, an overwhelming stench assaults her nostrils. The house is dark, even though it is the middle of the day. Fuminori must be out, as his shoes are not in the vestibule. However, Yo catches sight of a different pair stuffed behind the shoe cupboard. They look familiar, so she pulls them out of the shadows for a closer look. As soon as she recognizes them, her mind tries desperately to deny reality. They are identical to Omi's favorite shoes. Yo has seen her wearing them many times before, but that doesn't mean Omi is here, she tells herself. They might belong to someone else. Someone who bought the same shoes from the same store. There's no way Omi could be here, is there? Unless Saya went to the that'll be so funny. Saya goes to the shoe store and bought the shoes that are identical to Omi's shoes. With a sudden flash of clarity, Yo presses the most frequently used speed dial button on the phone in her tightly clenched fist. The phone dials Omi's number. It takes only a second for the signal to reach the nearest relay station, and then... Oh, shit. You know, of course the sound has given me a little bit of a jump scare, isn't it? Let's see, hide text. Look at this. Right around that part, it just gave me a little bit of a jump there. A familiar ringtone echoes through the house. It's coming from the second floor. Someone must still be up there in the room with the moving curtains. Omi's phone rings for just a few moments, and then it stops, as whoever is holding it realizes Yo's intentions. For the first time, Yo feels the definite presence of her formless guide.
誰ですか?
She gathers her courage and calls out into the house, but there is no response. Whoever it is must not want to be seen. Swallowing hard, Yo walks down the hallway to the staircase. Maybe it's Omi. Maybe it's Fuminori. Surely it's just the two of them playing a prank on her. Koji might even be here with them. Yo's mind fills with comforting images of her friends. She needs to believe that there is still hope. Otherwise, she could not take another step.
おみちゃんだよね。咲坂くんだよね。
Oh, good. Oh boy. Man, you're cooked. As she climbs the stairs one at a time, Yo calls out in a voice choked with tears. When they see her sobbing, they'll probably laugh at her. Let them. It would be the happiest moment of her life. She just wants this torment to end. She tries to move faster, but her trembling legs will not let her. With each agonizing second that passes, she begs for release from this nightmare. After climbing for what seems an eternity, Yo finds herself standing in the second floor hallway. No sound greets her. There is only the gloom, brimming with silence and malice.
おみちゃん。おみちゃん。
Excuse me? She shuffles forward, calling out in a weak voice.
出てきてよ。お願いだよ。こんなの、もう、やだよ。
The door in front of her is half open. It must lead to the room that overlooks the front gate. Yo watches helplessly from a corner of her mind as her body, seeming to move of its own volition, slowly opens the door. Oh my god! The room is empty. The damp, stinking air clings to Yo's skin. God, they really put a crap ton of paint in this room. She is at her limit, unable to take a single step more. Her spirit has been utterly crushed. Perhaps this is the moment her tormentor was waiting for. Oh, whoa, whoa. Already jump scared by NSFW crap right now. Something grabs Yo's arms from behind. Something flexible and strong, like slime-covered rubber. As the thing binds her limbs, finger-like appendages tear roughly through her blouse and force their way inside. Oh, lovely. Yo screams at the top of her lungs, amazed that she still has the strength to do so. Responding to her distress, primal energy surges through her body as she flails wildly to free herself. However, the grip of the thing behind her remains unbreakable. With escape impossible, Yo can only scream louder as something cold and wet slips under her bra and wraps itself around her breasts. She is helpless to resist as the invader squeezes her breasts and sucks at her nipples, which have gone stiff with fear under the horrifying onslaught. Her ears are filled with the sound of something slimy sliding under. Her ears are filled with the sound of something slimy sliding over her skin. As the loathsome assault on her breasts continues, the unimaginable terror and threatens to drive Yo utterly mad. Her throat is already raw from screaming, and now she can't even breathe as she struggles desperately against her attacker. Suddenly, the thing releases its grip on her breasts and pulls out from under her bra. Yo falls to the floor, unable to support herself on her unresponsive legs. The creature that grabbed her is still here, lurking in a dark corner of the room. She can feel it watching her, but can't bring herself to turn around. She knows that seeing it will likely destroy the last vestiges of her sanity. From close by comes the beep of buttons being pressed. Yo hears a cheerful electronic sound, terribly out of place in this room, and sees the phone in her hand. Blink coldly. A new text message has arrived. She is powerless to stop herself from reading the characters on the screen. You're pretty, and your breasts are so big and soft. I bet they're good for attracting males. Now she has her answer. The messages from Omi's phone were sent by the thing that just mauled her breasts. What the fuck? Yo curls up into a tiny, sobbing ball, unable to raise her voice or even move. Oh man. Not like this. The creature makes a burbling sound. Yo somehow understands that it is laughing at her. That must be how you tempted Fuminori. You tried to steal him from me, didn't you, thief? Oh my god. I see. Saya is trying to go after Fuminori's friends for interference. Wow. See, I knew it. It's obviously Saya is trying to do something like that. Oh boy. That's just great. Something cold seizes Yo's ankles, then travels slowly up her legs until it has covered her entire lower body. Some primal female instinct tells her exactly what is going to happen. She will be she will be raped, powerless to resist a fate worse than death. Oh my god. What? Oh man. I think this is what happens when you try to pick up Saya No Uta after a few months, and it just gets worse from here. She pleads feebly, even though there is no hope that the inhuman creature will be merciful. She hears its bubbling laughter again. The thing is enjoying her sorrow, her despair. Yo no longer has the strength to resist the monster on top of her. She is only able to shiver in revulsion as the cold, slimy thing covers her body. Her sight grows dim as her mind sinks deeper and deeper into a black, swamp-like abyss. Her breasts are toyed with, her nipples are sucked on, and a weight pushes itself between her legs, but it all seems so far away. What? Is that the end? Well, that's already disturbing as is. Oh. I won't kill you. Though her mind is now barely functioning, Yo hears a voice whisper to her inside her head. It is a girl's voice, sweet and sinister, with the cruel innocence of a child gleefully plucking the wings from butterflies. Instead, I'll let you share in our happiness. Rejoice, Yo. We'll love you to death. The soft voice is a stark contrast to the unyielding strength that drives irresistibly into Yo's core. The pain is sharp and savage, greater than anything she has ever felt before. It should be unbearable, but there is no longer enough left of Yo's mind to recognize it as pain. Oh. While she stares blankly at the thing slithering deeper and deeper into her body, an idle thought floats through her fading consciousness. Consciousness. Even the typo made it hilarious. I've still never been kissed, have I? But thank fuck that's over. God damn. It's already insane enough as is. Well, time to make a save. And after I did the save, I locked the save. Alright. So what have we learned? What have I learned from Part 6 of Saya No Uta? Well, I'm sleep deprived while doing this recording. Both Koji and Fuminori are in the middle of the drive to the location where Dr. Ogai would probably be. Maybe, maybe not. Yo, which is Fuminori's, well, was Fuminori's friend. That is, I say was because considering what happened, has now been lured into Saya's house. Or Fuminori's house, that is. I mean, apparently it's Saya's house, now that Saya's just stay over there. Yeah, Yo got lured in and got grape, that is. So, yeah, no. This part is pretty insane. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the return of the Saya no Uta read through. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to hit the notification bell and all that type of jazz. And I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.